So what is the best topwater bait for a beginner? I'm about to tell you as soon as I get right there. Alright, so the other day I got an email from the Keene family, and in this email the father was telling me about how his daughter was just getting into fishing. Of course he didn't specify what kind of fishing, but in my head it's like bass fishing. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to do a video on beginner topwater. Like, which lure do you choose? I mean, there's like walking baits, there's poppers, there's frogs, there's buzz baits, there's torpedo baits, prop baits, there's prop baits. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of the baits. I'm going to show you the baits. I'm going to tell you why I don't think that you should start with a walking bait. If you're just getting into topwater fishing, don't start with a walking bait. You have to learn how to impart the action on this thing so it walks through the water. If you just drug it through the water, it's not going to do anything but be like a pencil or like a bobber. It'd be like a bobber just going through the water. It's not going to do anything. I can do it, but it looks like a three-legged dog, so it's not fun to start with, okay? So don't start with a walking bait. Then you got poppers. Poppers, they have the cupped mouth on the front so that when you pop them, they spit water and make a noise, and a lot of them have rattles. But you can't really cover very much water with it, and I also wouldn't recommend a beginner to start with a popper, because you gotta learn what to look for. And you got a frog, and who doesn't like a frog? But no, not a frog. What I do recommend you start with is a prop bait. Either a buzz bait, a little torpedo, or a whopper plopper or a Berkeley Chopo. Either one. They're pretty much the same thing. These, they pretty much have their own action. They create noise, they create a commotion, they create a bubble trail. The frogs, or whatever trailer you stick on there. I have a frog. You get the little legs kicking, and you can cover lots of water with these. Same thing on this one, the little torpedo, you got the back spinning, creates like a bubble trail, a little noise. Now this is the jewel, this is the one. Now, maybe not this color for you, but the whopper plopper or the Berkeley Chopo. That is the bait I would suggest you start with when you're just learning. You can cover a lot of water. It creates its own action, its own noise. I don't want to hook myself. This one's all beat to hell. You know, the tail spins on it if I'm not holding it. And you can also pop just like a popper. This is what I do, is I throw it out there and I go pop, pop, pop. Or pop, pop, pop. And then I just start a straight retrieve. And this right now is smoking them. Now on the whopper plopper, because this tail rotates, sometimes when you cast it out, of course now I don't want to do it, the tail hook will stick on the fin and your bait will start spinning like crazy. And that's going to create a lot of line twists for you and cause you a lot of headache. So what you do is you just put a little split ring on the front and then just put you a swivel. And that way when that bait starts to spin around, it doesn't twist your line all up. Alright, now let's go fish it. Alright, so I want to show y'all where I put that cast. Alright, so you see the two bushes there? I managed to get that cast right in between them. I would say out of anything, your accuracy is the most important thing to practice on your casting. It doesn't matter what kind of lure you're fishing if you don't put it in the right spot to begin with. Next thing is to look for cover, whether it's bushes, rocks, or even just pinch points on the land, someplace where they can hide and ambush the bait. Like there's a rock up here sticking out. I don't know if there's a bass there or not, but it sure looks like a good spot for a bass, so that's where the next cast is going. have gone further. Oh, that's not the rock I was talking about, but it was a rock. Come here, you. Golly. You gotta tell everybody on me. This is the day the baby's been. What are you, in a tree? No, you're not in a tree. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Ooh, you're strong. Don't get my prop. Choking on good. There you go. Alright, so you guys might be wondering why I decided to throw right there out of all of this. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Alright, so it's that bush right there. As you see, there's nothing else really around. It's like it's by itself. The bank is very steep. Whoa. And so the fish has enough water to hide in. And I threw on the right side because of the wind blowing this direction. So the bait, whatever bait's being blown in, is coming in this way. And so that's the side he's going to be on. And the other thing is it's clear water. This is all muddy water, and this is clear water. And out here, the bass like the clear water. They'll get in the muddy water when it's cold, but when it's warm, they get into clear stuff. Or they'll get right on the line, on the mud line, which is the boundary between the clear water and the muddy water, if you don't know what that is. Alright, so the reason I cast it parallel is because from summer to late fall, the bass get up shallow, and they'll be in that much water. You'll have a 5-pound bass in that much water. They get up shallow and they use the shoreline as a barrier. So as the bait fish is swimming along, they come in and they pin them against the bank and they eat them. And so that's why I cast parallel. Because the shoreline is your structure. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of that. The rest of the video is just me whacking them.